Have you ever met someone who gave you butterflies the moment they walked into the room? The conversation flowed effortlessly. The attraction was undeniable. You couldn't stop thinking about them. Maybe you replayed every interaction in your mind. Maybe you found yourself checking your phone, hoping to see their name appear. Maybe friends noticed the change in your mood before you even admitted it to yourself. Everything felt exciting. Everything felt possible. And yet, somehow it didn't work. That's because chemistry and compatibility are not the same thing. Many people spend years chasing chemistry, believing that intense attraction is the foundation of a successful relationship. And it's easy to understand why. Chemistry feels powerful. It feels immediate. It creates momentum. It gives us the sense that something special is happening. When chemistry is strong, conversations can last for hours. Silences feel comfortable. Eye contact feels electric. Even ordinary moments can feel unforgettable. But chemistry is what draws us in. Compatibility is what helps us stay. Chemistry is excitement. Compatibility is alignment. Chemistry is the spark. Compatibility is the fuel that keeps the fire burning. Think about the relationships you've seen around you. Some couples seem inseparable from the beginning. The attraction is obvious. The passion is intense. Everything moves quickly. But months later, they find themselves arguing about fundamental issues. How they communicate, how they handle conflict, what they want from life, how they define commitment. Because attraction alone cannot solve differences in values, priorities, or emotional needs. You can have incredible chemistry with someone who communicates differently than you, someone who wants a different future, someone whose values don't match your own. Someone who makes your heart race but leaves you feeling anxious, uncertain, or emotionally exhausted. And that's where many relationships begin to struggle, because chemistry can make us overlook incompatibilities. We convince ourselves that strong feelings are enough. We tell ourselves that love will solve everything. We ignore warning signs. We rationalize behaviors that make us uncomfortable. We focus on potential instead of reality. And sometimes we stay invested in a relationship because we remember how good the beginning felt. But relationships require more than attraction. They require shared values, shared goals, mutual effort, trust, respect, and consistency. Compatibility often reveals itself in quieter moments. It shows up in how two people handle disappointment, how they support each other during stressful seasons, how they communicate when emotions are high, how they make decisions together, how they navigate differences without losing respect for one another. These moments may not create butterflies, but they create something even more valuable: security, partnership, reliability, the feeling that someone is truly on your team. Compatibility isn't always exciting at first. Sometimes it feels calm, sometimes it feels predictable, sometimes it feels safe. And for people who are used to emotional highs and lows, safe can feel unfamiliar. In fact, many people mistake emotional intensity for emotional connection. They assume that if a relationship feels dramatic, it must be meaningful. If it feels overwhelming, it must be love. But intensity and intimacy are not the same thing. A relationship can feel exciting while still being unhealthy, and a relationship can feel peaceful while being deeply fulfilling. Healthy relationships are often built on stability rather than intensity. That stability creates room for trust to grow. It creates room for vulnerability. It creates room for two people to build a life together instead of constantly managing emotional chaos. Imagine two different relationships. In the first, the attraction is undeniable, but communication is inconsistent. Plans constantly change. Arguments never get resolved. One person is always wondering where they stand. The highs feel incredible, but the lows feel devastating. In the second relationship, the attraction is still present, but there is also honesty, reliability, mutual respect. Both people know where they stand. Both people feel heard. Both people are working toward the same future. Which relationship is more likely to last? Which relationship creates genuine peace? Which relationship allows both people to grow? These are the questions compatibility helps answer. Because compatibility is not about finding someone exactly like you. It's about finding someone whose values, goals, and approach to life can coexist with yours in a healthy way. It's about being able to navigate challenges together. It's about choosing each other repeatedly, even after the excitement of the early stages begins to settle. The strongest relationships usually contain both. Chemistry creates connection. Compatibility creates longevity. One without the other often leaves us wanting something more. Too much chemistry without compatibility can create instability. Too much compatibility without attraction can leave a relationship feeling incomplete. The goal is not to choose one over the other. The goal is to find a balance between both. A relationship where attraction exists, where respect exists, where excitement and security can coexist. The goal isn't to find someone who gives you butterflies every minute of every day. The goal is to find someone who brings both excitement and peace. Someone who makes you feel wanted. Someone whose actions match their words. Someone whose vision for the future aligns with yours. Someone who shows up consistently. Someone who communicates honestly. Someone who helps you become the best version of yourself while accepting who you are today. Because lasting relationships are rarely built on a single feeling. They are built through daily choices, daily effort, daily acts of trust and respect. And over time, those choices become the foundation of something meaningful, something resilient, something real. Because at the end of the day, chemistry might start the relationship. But compatibility is what determines whether it lasts. If you've ever confused chemistry with compatibility, you're not alone. Most of us have. Many people learn this lesson through experience, through heartbreak, through reflection, through relationships that taught them what truly matters. And perhaps that understanding is one of the most valuable lessons dating can teach us. The real question is this: are you chasing a spark, or are you building a fire?